So don't you click away, because we're going to take Bones here for a little shakedown ride as soon as I get done telling you my story. So I bought this Jeep, my 1946 CJ2A, back in 2015. It was almost immediately after buying it that I started to discover all the things that were not right with it and all the things that needed to be repaired or fixed. And you can go back in the channel and you can see video of me stepping through each of those repairs over the years, from the time that I bought it until recently. One of the last videos that I did, I put a new fuel pump in here, put a new gasket in the transfer case, which, oh, by the way, still weeps. Yeah, I don't know that that ever goes away, but at least it's not pouring out by the quarts anymore. So I bought this in 2015 with the intentions of using it as a model, because we were going to start the restoration on Old Gray, the 43 Willys. Well, because of certain family dynamics, that ended up not happening. And later on, I came to own Old Gray, which I'm very, very happy about, because Old Gray's been in my family since my dad bought it in 1949. So I'm glad that it still stays in the family. But when I bought this, I was not only going to use it as a model for where everything located, because fortunately, other than a few changes, the early 46s, which this one is, they were still using a lot of the MB parts. So I could use this Jeep, look underneath, look at all the construction of this, and get a pretty clear idea where everything went. For instance, the pedals, the electronics, a lot of that wasn't all that much different. So anyway, I've owned this for 9 years now, and the more work I do on it, the more reliable it becomes, the more enjoyable it becomes, and the more I'm willing to take a chance going for longer and longer rides. I'm still not willing at this point to go for a 50-mile ride in Old Bones here, but I am willing to start to go out for shorter rides, and then as I become more confident in how well this thing performs, maybe make those rides a little bit longer. I would like to get out in the woods with this thing, because that's what I grew up with. We used to take the old Willys, the old MB, out in the woods all the time. My dad used to go hunting with it, and I want to get back in the woods with this one. I probably won't take Gray back in the woods because it is a full, complete restoration, and marking it all up is not something I'm interested in doing, at least not now in this point in my life. All right, so we've done all the work on this, and some of the things that I want to test especially is the cooling. I've done a lot of upgrades to the entire cooling system, and I want to make sure at this point that I can use it in the woods, or use it for shorter rides, and not have this thing overheat. And that's pretty much what I'm going to test today. I want to take it around a lake. There's a lake just down the road from us, and we're going to take this thing around the lake and then back home. Altogether, that's probably going to be, I'm guessing, an 8 or 10 mile ride, which I think is pretty decent. It's going to keep me relatively close to home, about 5 miles total from home. And that way, if I have a problem, it's an easy thing for me to get back here, hook up the trailer, load this thing up, and take it home. So if you've stayed here to this point, thank you very much, because that's the kind of thing that the YouTube algorithm likes to see retention, and I appreciate it. With that said, let's go for a ride. almost immediately, I knew there were problems with it. And most of those problems had to do with overheating. So the first 2 or 3 years that I owned the Jeep, I spent a lot of time just fixing some of the issues that I was having with it. So I kept working on the Jeep and kept testing each fix and upgrade as I made them. Well then, all shit hit the fan and my time and ability to work on this thing, it just tanked. First, both my uncle and my dad got sick, and then COVID hit, and you all know that deal. I ended up needing to switch most of my time helping run the family business, which both my uncle and my dad owned. And if you're following my other channel, 6 Round Studio, then you know what the family business is. My uncle ended up passing, and I knew my dad at 93 wouldn't be able to run his store of 62 years without some help. Then, 8 months later, my dad passed, and the whole deal dam ended up me running the whole deal dam. So for 5 years, Old Bones just sat in a corner of my garage and became a storage tub for anything that needed a place to live. All of this led to me fully owning Old Gray, the 43 Willys MB. And from there, you all can pick up the journey here on the channel. All right, guys, that really did turn out to be a fantastic first ride. The Jeep did not overheat. It's about 82 degrees out here right now, and I was really concerned about that. So we've spent a lot of time fixing all those issues. According to the temperature gauge, it ran pretty consistently around 180. I think at this point I've got a lot of faith in this. All right, so that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to test it. I wanted to develop some confidence in it. And this is the first time in almost 6 years that we've taken this any distance down the highway or down the road. I'm pretty happy with this. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please leave a comment. All of those things help the algorithm discover us, help the channel grow. Guys, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.